Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, there you are. Oh my God, what is behind you?
And Frost.
I was gonna say, is that Morbius? But no, it's a different shitty vampire.
Deacon Frost is not a shitty vampire, and you shut your mouth.
I'm so happy. Anyways, let's get into it real quick so we can talk about. Oh shit! Let it
It's
let's
fall?
get let's get into it so we can talk about the real important stuff. Hello, everybody. What's up? Welcome to Show and Tell with Tone and Tone. I am Tone,
Disciple of Deacon Frost. I mean, Tone.
and this is the only show where we talk about Blade and Independence Day.
And say, now this is funny because I have the dogs behind me here, but it looks like I'm like massaging the collarbone of the villain of Blade.
Yeah,
That
I'm getting nothing. So if you tuned into our live episode, we decided that we had to talk about movies, and
the dice.
the dice decided that we had to talk about movies, and I don't know how we decided on the movies that we decided on, but
We were talking about like doing blockbusters, and I think because we have already talked about movies, we thought a cool way to mix it up would be to assign each other a movie to watch.
that's what it
So
was.
you had me watch Blade, and Blade is a late '90s action flick blockbuster. So I wanted to kind of match that. So I had you watch a movie that you'd never seen, and that was the other thing. It was movies we hadn't seen before,
Yes.
and you'd never seen Independence Day, which is a late '90s action blockbuster flick. So that's what we did. That's why we did it.
Okay. So who wants to start? Because I brought my notes.
Brought my notes,
I can,
which
I
you
can,
can't see.
okay. I
Pages of shit.
you did pages. Okay, I'll start
I
then.
did one and a half pages of notes. I felt okay. So listen, let me give you an example of one of my notes. Okay, so here's a note. Um, I'm gonna read you four notes that I put.
Let's hear
Okay.
it.
First note, Whistler, R.I.P.
Rip.
Second note, Blade bike, exclamation point. Third note, bad guys go pop pop. I don't really remember what that means. Here's the fourth note, fell asleep, woke up around Blade.
You fell asleep during Blade?
Well, yeah, dude, we're moving. We're in
Okay,
the process of moving.
That's fair.
Fell asleep, woke up around Blade. Uh, I can't read my handwriting. The lady's blood, extracting the lady's blood, kind of
Oh,
hot,
okay.
tbh.
Did you at least were you at least awake for the scene where the cops shoot at Blade and he's like, "Motherfucker, are you out of your mind?"
Yeah, that's actually like the opening scene.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so it starts in what? That vampire like sex rave where it's like, yeah, check the notes. Check the notes.
Yes, it does start at the weird vampire sex rave, and I want to make a montage of shitty '90s action movies like rave scenes, and the only other one I can think of is The Matrix.
I was gonna say so
Reminded me of that scene. I mean, actually, a lot of Blade reminded me of The Matrix.
okay, so look, I was gonna say I know we date ourselves all the time. I was born in 97, so I didn't live
Dude,
the
you were not conceived the year Independence Day came out. That
yeah.
is fucked to me.
So I obviously was not a 90s baby. I was born in the 90s. So I didn't get to experience the 90s, but but I have heard, I think it's what, The Matrix 2, where they
Yeah,
have like,
Reloaded.
yeah, where they have the rave scene.
That's Matrix 3 Revolutions.
Okay. So
But there's also like a very small rave scene in the first Matrix movie.
okay, I don't remember that.
Beginning, it's kind of a minor scene.
But so I'm familiar that one of the other Matrix movies have a rave scene. So I am only like aware of 90s things. But it's funny that you say that the that the Blade rave scene reminds you of the Matrix, because I was thinking while I watched it the first time, I've never seen the Matrix, that because I've only ever seen the first Matrix. Um, but I know the rave scene in the Matrix trilogy is infamous. I was like, I wonder if this blood vampire sex rave scene is similar to the Matrix scene, because I've heard about it, but I don't know. So
I had to say about it in my notes. I put Bloodbath Rave does not look like fun.
did you enjoy Blade?
Okay. Yes. Short answer, yes. But like all my answers, it's complicated and long.
I would
Um,
expect nothing less. Oh,
I did love.
wait. Before we even start, we never even ran the intro. All right, we're back. So anyways, you're tired from moving, but tell
No,
me.
I liked it. In fact, I'd go as far as to say I loved it. A few things impacted my viewing experience. The first thing is, busy and moving, stressed out. But I watched it the day it was leaving Netflix.
No way.
It is not on Netflix anymore. So the timing here could not have been better because its last day on Netflix was blank blank, aka 2 days ago.
No fucking way. I didn't know
And
that.
I just felt, yeah, and I felt this like weird pressure. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this for the podcast. I gotta watch this before it leaves Netflix. And like, we're moving in with my in-laws.
So
So
you
like
already
I
have
don't
enough
need
things that are like, yo, I need to do
right.
them.
Well, no, but then even more to that point, like I don't need my Netflix account, so I'm canceling Netflix. So that was like a big, my parents have been squatting on my Netflix account for years, and they were like, "We'll pay you to keep it," and I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna not have it." So like I had like a lot of
Damn.
Netflix
How
pressure, and
that's fucked up.
while I was watching it, I thought like, man, I really want to watch all three, but I can't. I just can't. And I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to watch Blades 2 and 3.
Well, look, I have the DVD, so I can ship them to you. Let me tell you, you don't need to look. And I know you have that PS5 that plays Blu-rays. These are some regular standard def, so they'll be able to play. Don't worry.
I don't look at standard def, bro.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you, man.
No, I'm just kidding. I would actually love that because I really like, I was like, dude, this is something that I could like throw myself into, like get a 6-pack of a craft beer and just like watch all three movies over a weekend.
They get
Um,
worse, let me tell you.
I believe you. Um, but like I don't know, and it just like I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a humbling experience because it was like I felt like I was watching it for homework, you know. And it's I know that I like you admit that it's like not the best movie ever made, but you like recommended it to me, and I take that really seriously. So I'm like,
Okay.
I don't want to let this guy down. I gotta watch this movie. I gotta figure out what I gotta get it. And once I got out of that mindset, I was able to really enjoy it. It was a pressured viewing, but I
Yeah.
did like it a lot. Um, Another thing that was kind of like impacted my viewing of it was just kind of thinking about what Marvel's become.
Yes.
And like to see like an R-rated Marvel movie from the perspective of like Disney Marvel is like unthinkable. You know what I mean? Like
That's why I think it's funny, even just the one scene that like is so funny to quote where it's like, motherfucker, are you out of your mind? Like
that would never in
that
no
would
universe would that
there
ever happen now.
absolutely not. Like not a Thor movie, not an Iron Man movie, not an Avengers. There's no movies where that would fit.
Yeah, dude.
So it's like it's crazy to think that that was an early Marvel like property.
And it was weird. It's weird too because it like it's like dark and heavy and serious and R-rated, but it's not like
It's
the
not at all.
DC movies.
It's fucking goofy.
Still, it's like still fun. It still has a sense of humor, but there aren't fart jokes in it. I really liked it. I really liked it. I
I
loved it.
that's oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it because like genuinely you good? Are you swapping
Yeah.
are you swapping
Oh,
out to the backup AirPods?
no, I just wanted to use my left ear.
Oh. But I'm glad you enjoyed it because genuinely when I watched it the first time, I felt the same way where I was like no Marvel movie like even with the Marsha Ali reboot that's coming out, like they might make it PG-13. Fuck, they might even make it R, but they're not gonna
They
make
won't.
it. They're not
There's
gonna make
never ever going to be a Disney movie that's rated R.
the third Deadpool is gonna be R, and that's gonna be tying into the Marvel whatever. But like, it'll never be that level of so serious that it's
Mm.
goofy. Like the scenes where like in between where he's talking about like the vampires and it's just so fucking serious where it feels like the whole thing is a joke. That'll never happen. Like Marvel takes
No.
itself way too seriously
Well,
now.
see, and that's the thing. It's this weird, like R-rated, violent, explosive, like but then it's like
It's
just
goofy.
like silly. I mean, it's just silly, and that's the thing. It doesn't take itself too seriously like a DC movie,
Yeah.
but it doesn't like call attention to the
There's no
silliness.
fart jokes like in the regular Marvel.
Right. And I just think that was like I think strange. I think there aren't really movies like that anymore. And it was just like really, really um it was like really, really exciting. I loved it. I just couldn't get over how silly it was. And it was like, the story is silly enough that the movie doesn't have to have silly things in it. Because the idea of a blood god is silly.
Well, okay, so look, let me tell you this. I will gladly send you Blade 2 and 3. They so the premises get like the stakes get 10 times higher in each movie, but they feel so like they feel exponentially sillier
Good.
because of how serious the stakes are. Like the third one, I think it's like,
Is that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
yeah, they're like, oh, I think it's not even a spoiler because I'm not even 100%. I don't know if it's the second or third one, but like they're like we're gonna resurrect the alpha vampire, which is obviously Dracula, and it gets to like the final scene, and it like just the way that they like the special effects of like the last bad guy dying is like some goofy shit. Like he looks like he's gonna like explode. It's like the stakes are way too high and the follow through is so goofy. So like the way you felt about the first one, no, it's like kicked up to 10 in the second one, and then it's kicked up to 100 in the third one.
Good.
So
Yeah, that I want that. I want that. Because here's the thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about Marvel now versus Marvel then, because I don't think that's that interesting to talk about.
yeah.
Um, the problem with the Marvel movies now is that, and Marvel fanboys will get mad at you for saying this because it's true. Marvel is not brave enough to treat comic book audiences like adults.
Oh, 100%.
Therefore, every comic book movie has dumb fart jokes and PG rated humor in it because they don't respect the audience enough
To
to
make
be
it
like
serious.
like there are two people that bully comic book nerds, okay? Jocks and the Disney Marvel Corporation. And the thing that's so cool about Blade is that Blade says, you like comic books. You're 27. We're going to say a lot of F words and have a lot of graphic violence. You guys love that shit, right? And I'm like in my living room, like loving it. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. No fart jokes, no dumb bullshit. This is awesome. Dude, I loved it. I can't read my handwriting on these notes, but I had so much fun. I'm going to tell you a few minor details in the movie that really stuck out to me. The syringe of garlic, that's how I cook. I cook with that.
So stupid.
Here's another thing that I thought was weird. This is a movie from many years ago when the good guys are smoking cigarettes. Thought that was interesting.
Definitely a movie from a bygone era.
Dude, for sure. I thought that Wesley Snipes' best acting moment was when he and what's the lady's name?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you.
I was not. I didn't
I thought
consume a lot of details.
I thought the whole like so slight spoiler alert, but you'll find out like 30 seconds within the second movie. The female lead in the first movie nowhere to be seen in the second or third movie.
Right, I love
She's
that.
she's not even she has they don't even reference her. I think in the second movie they might reference her for like 30 seconds, but they're like, "Oh yeah, what happened to blah blah blah." Oh, whatever. And then she's gone. So she's not even important.
That's funny. Well, I like the part when she leaves the Bat Cave, the Blade Cave,
The
and
Blade, Blade
and
Warehouse.
the Blade Cave is what I'm calling it. It's the
Blade
Blade Cave.
Cave.
Um, Shooters. What's that guy's name? Strider, Smoker, Whistler.
No,
Whistler's warehouse. Um, so they're in the apartment, and like Frost's proxy shows up, and Blade arrives out of nowhere to beat the shit out of the guy, and she's just like, "You used me as bait," and Wesley Snipes just deadpans, "Get over it," and then fucking destroys her whole apartment. Love it. That's your hero, ladies and gentlemen.
they're like when I watched this, there were multiple times where I like full on had to pause the movie because I was laughing too hard. Like there are
Well,
no
I think for me, the moment where I laughed the hardest was when Whistler said, "I'm getting too old for this. God damn it! Get me a goddamn wheelchair."
so
In fact, I put my note here is I put Whistler fucking owns.
I think Whistler no. Does he does he make it all the way to the third? I don't even
He
know.
fucking dies in the first one, bro. He kills himself.
Does he? I don't think he's dead. So that's the thing that I love about vampires, like vampire movies. Cause I still haven't seen Morbius and I refuse to see it until it's on Disney Plus or something because I'm not gonna give Sony money for that. But
Fair.
like nobody is really dead in vampire movies and they're so stupid. And I might say I say this because this past month on Missing the Homies,
Mm-hmm.
I watched the entire Twilight Saga for my homie Stasi. So
Dude, I love that.
it's It was such a shitty series, but like weirdly, I loved it. But Blade, shout out, Blade is still my favorite vampire. V's up for Blade.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with that. Although I'm a big fan of Twilight, but yeah, man, I just enjoyed it so much, and I think it was just so crazy, and it just had the balls to be batshit crazy. But I will say this, for how like goofy it is, how funny it is, that fight in the subway is like a stone cold classic action sequence. That was like amazing.
Dude, that's why I think I liked it as much as I did because it was the perfect mix of insanely stupid. Like the premise is just insane. There was no fart jokes. Like the laughs were like because it was taking itself so seriously.
Well, and the one henchman is, I think, a lot of comic relief. The dude that gets his face ground off on the subway,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Quinn or whatever, Quill.
I think it was Quill. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and just like the action was there. So let me ask you. I don't know if you know, but you know how there's like jokes about Wesley Snipes and his taxes? J. Cole has
Mhm.
multiple lines. What is that from?
I think he
Is it a
like
movie or is that real life?
no, I think he like did jail time for like tax fraud or something.
Okay.
He committed some kind of white collar crime related to taxes. I don't exactly remember. I mean,
I've been listening to a lot of J. Cole lately, so
yeah, that sucks. That's shitty. Uh, I can I say one more thing about Blade?
of course.
I thought that Wesley Snipes was really shitty in it.
Excuse you. What?
I thought he was really shitty in it.
Explain.
Um, okay, so the character is essentially a silent protagonist.
It's supposed to.
Like he has like maybe 10 lines in the entire movie. And um I just felt, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I've seen Wesley Snipes as an adult. Like I think he's in a couple movies when he's much younger that I've seen. But like,
White man, white man can't jump.
yeah, yeah. But like, I don't know, dude. He just like I think does a shitty job playing the strong silent type because he's like, he's wearing like the sunglasses so he can't act with
Oh,
his eyes.
because he's
He's
too
dead.
cool. He's
He's
too cool.
deadpanned. But the thing is, you can't be strong and silent and too cool. Like you have to act with something.
Yeah.
And I think that was like my only okay, and maybe I don't want to critique the work that Mr. Snipes does in Blade, but the way he was playing the character was not the way anyone else in that movie was playing their characters. So it was like a weird, like Chris Christopherson is absolutely shooting for the moon as Whistler. And then Wesley Snipes is like, I'm acting, and it's just like fucking dog, like you're sucking vampire blood out of a babe, and there's a hole in your leather trench coat for your sword. You don't have to act, bro. Just be silly.
Dude,
That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. So I hope in 2 and 3 he turns it up a little bit. That's all I'm gonna say.
let me tell you, you're in for it for 2 and 3. It, they remind me of the Austin Powers trilogy.
Say
And
more about that. What could that possibly mean?
I, I, I don't know. I don't have words for it, but the Blade
Okay.
trilogy is is on the same level as the Austin Powers trilogy.
Fucking powers. I don't believe you.
I
That's
I
the silliest thing you've ever said. And you've
I
said a
don't
lot of silly things, man.
I don't know. When you watch it, you'll have to we'll have to circle back on it. But anyways, I want to talk about the movie that you had me watch.
I can't wait for you to tell me about Independence Day.
So, I felt the same way as you, except Independence Day isn't on Netflix, it's on Tubi. Do you know what Tubi
Oh
is?
yeah, so you had to fucking have commercials.
Yes.
Get
So
owned.
that's how I watched the entire Twilight trilogy, not trilogy, the entire Twilight saga. I had to watch commercials in between every fucking movie. So I was like, and the Twilight movie, not that I felt like homework, but like, I felt some kind of pressure, like I have to watch this.
Sure.
And, I'm a child or a young adult of the streaming era. So I am old enough to remember commercials and where they hit during like a TV show and movie. But like
Okay.
I've had the privilege of living most of my like con- like content consuming life being straight streaming.
Mhm.
So watching this on Tubi, like
That must have been rough.
the commercials hit at like those high points of tension, and I was like,
Sure.
um
Well,
this
am I remembering correctly that Tubi's commercial hits are sometimes really shitty?
yes. And they're not consistent. Some of
Right.
them are like a 10-second commercial where it's like one commercial and then boom, you're back into it. And sometimes it's like 4 or 5 commercials and I'm like zoning out, not watching. So I'm like scrolling on my phone and I'm like, fuck, this feels like the fucking early 2000s when I'm playing my Game Boy in between commercials. But so
Yes.
it was hitting on those big moments of action. And so let me reference my notes.
Oh my God. I'm so glad. Can I ask one thing? Give
Yes.
me a one word answer to this question and then you can keep going. Did you like it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But initially I didn't.
Interesting. Okay. Now I'm
So
really I'm really excited about this.
so I really I mean, I just watched the Twilight Saga and I felt like that was, scrap that. Whatever.
Are
I
you were
really
you about to say that you thought Twilight was better than Independence Day?
no, 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 no. I was gonna say that I really appreciated in Independence Day the hard 3 act structure of
Okay.
July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Right. Right, right,
Like,
right.
you know, I know, especially you being a creative writing professor, you are the guy where you are the kind of guy where it's like, oh, the author says that the blinds are blue, which is a metaphor for the melancholy that the main character feels where it's like, the guy says the the blinds are blue, the blinds are blue. But whatever.
Yes. I
So
love
I
that genre of joke.
yes. So I like a very straightforward explanation. So the hard 3 act structure of July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th was
Hmm.
like, okay, I'm already here for it. I like the build up. I like the climax and I like the descent.
Sure.
Whatever. So the the initial build up pissed me off because like there was so I mean, I understood what it was going for because it felt messy because they were giving the backstory to Will Smith, like all of the government characters, like
Hmm.
the president. I gave no shits about at the very beginning. Oh shit! It says we have 10 minutes left.
Dude, fuck.
Fuck. Okay, I'll have to go quick, or maybe we'll have to.
We can keep it going and you can splice it together, baby. I want to hear every word you
Yeah,
have on this movie,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. Because
You
I
can use some of the banter from the bullshit episode to stitch them together.
and I really have to pee.
Intermission.
So I would appreciate this break. Should we just go to a break right now and then come
Yeah,
back?
big
Okay.
time.
Let's see. Do I have a break sound? Oh,
Fart. The fart.
No. Okay. And we're gonna go to a break right now. We'll see you at the other side. All right, people. We are back from our commercial break. Waiting for Tony to hop in. Here he is.
Hey,
Hey, I'm Vengeance.
I'm dude, that fucking cracked me up. I'm the one who knocks. I don't know. That's from Breaking Bad.
We're done when I say we're done. Oh, that's
Right? That's Poppy.
Oh shit, they look the same. They're twins.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Anyways, we're back from our break. Oh, Desi.
That's Poppy.
Fuck. Oh, Poppy.
He's wearing a
Oh.
diaper.
Oh. And
This is
there's
Desi. There's Desi.
Desi.
And
Oh my god. She looks like a rag doll.
okay.
Anyways, back from our break.
What'd you do during the break?
I peed.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I had to pee so bad. So anyways, Independence Day. So my first note, I think this note is a little nitpicky because
I like that you're calling out your note for our podcast where we literally play show and tell. As nit, you're like, oh, I don't want to nitpick.
well, I
The
like
show's
to,
about dog.
who cares? I I wanted to call it out because I acknowledge that it's nitpicky if it is. Because I feel spoiled from the Marvel acronyms. Sword, shield. They're cool acronyms and they like stand for something. The
Mm-hmm.
very first note that I have is SETI, SETI, searching for extraterrestrial institute. I was like, that is such a lazy acronym.
What would you have called it, man?
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think I have a better name, but in the 90s that they didn't even care. They
They didn't
didn't
even try. Yeah, they
they
didn't
didn't
fucking
they
care.
didn't need to come out. They didn't need to
No.
come up with some kind of word for their acronym to be. They just needed an acronym.
So in that scene, there is a line that I quote constantly. Constantly.
Which line?
If this isn't a beautiful woman, I'm hanging up. I say that shit to myself all the fucking time.
I really appreciated seeing the scene where it's like, I picked the wrong day to quit drinking. Because I've heard so many, I mean, especially working at a liquor store, I've heard that line so many fucking times in
Oh
my
my
life.
God. Wait a minute. Wait. Do you think that line is from Independence Day?
Is it? Oh no, it's from Airplane.
It's
Never
from
mind.
Airplane. Yeah,
From
dude. What
Airplane.
the
Okay,
fuck?
because I
That's
was like,
referencing. Yeah, that's like a little Easter egg for Airplane.
okay, because when I heard it, I was like, that's where it's from.
I
But
picked the
but
wrong
then
day to
a,
quit sniffing glue.
but then a part of me was like, no, that even still feels familiar. Okay, so I'm glad you said it's from Airplane.
Yeah, yeah, that's Airplane. That was a little
Okay.
tribute. I don't know why. I don't know why they threw that in there though. That's interesting.
I don't know. I thought
I
it
wonder if like Randy Quaid was in that movie.
when I saw that scene, I was like, huh, okay, I've heard that before. But it also felt familiar because I've seen Airplane, so I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
of course you have. Airplane is spectacular.
Anyways, my second note, and this is something that I like grappled with the entire movie because it made no like it was just a one-off comment, but it made no sense to me. And this was something that held like that I was just thinking about during the whole movie. So the scene where Will Smith goes to the barracks and he's talking to his buddy.
Freddie
And
Prinze Jr.
okay, Eddie Prince Jr. And he was saying, you know, why are you going to marry a stripper? I thought you wanted to be in NASA. So my note says, why marry stripper, comma, no NASA? Question mark, question mark.
In the 90s, you know misogyny? Have you heard of misogyny?
I've heard of it.
It was
That's like
worse.
where somebody rubs your shoulders, right?
Shut up.
But so I guess I have the
Yeah, don't overthink it. It's just like, you know how like society is tough on women? It was even worse in the 90s.
okay, so I guess I have the benefit of looking at it through a 2022 lens
Yeah.
because I
Well,
was
and I
like,
mean, you
why
know,
would that have any effect? And then the whole movie,
well, and
I
then
was
think about
like,
the part when the first lady meets Vivica Fox and she's like, "Oh, ballet." You know,
yeah.
"Oh, what do you do?" "I'm a dancer." "Oh, ballet." "I'm an exotic dancer." And the first lady is just like, "Oh,
Well, then,
put me back in the helicopter and let me
well,
take, you know, like,
well, I guess that's like, so I was thinking of that through the whole movie. I was like, why the fuck does her being a stripper even matter? I was like, this lady is saving everybody's lives. Like
yeah.
she's the most capable. So I don't know. That was in my head the whole time. I was like, why does that even matter? But I guess that's a
Well,
privilege of being
it doesn't, but just to illustrate how, you know, people talk about the 90s like it was this amazing era, the whole punchline of like the scene when like she escapes Los Angeles with the kid and the dog, like
that
you're
was
supposed
badass.
you're supposed part of the thrill of that scene is that you, the viewer, are supposed to think there's no way this bimbo's gonna make it.
That's so fucked up.
You know, I'm serious. I mean, I don't think that. You know, I'm
Wow,
oh,
the 90s were fucked.
yeah, dog. Yeah.
I'm ashamed to be a 90s baby.
Nah, you shouldn't be. You were born in a good year.
No, I'm kidding. But so I was thinking that because that scene where she's like, I also thought it was funny that the dog's name was Boomer. Where she's like
Sure.
Boomer, Boomer, and where the dog, the CGI was so bad, but the dog jumping out of the flames, I was like,
Head of the
oh,
fireball.
that was beautiful. That was
Yeah.
so cool. Like it looked
Now,
fake, but it was so cool.
let's talk about something. That's supposed to be an exciting moment, right?
Yeah.
The dog like escaping the fireball, jumping into the hatch. How many thousands of people do you think died in that fireball?
So fucking many people died.
And who cares? The dog made it.
That's all we care.
Makes you think.
When did Airbud
PETA
come out?
won.
When did Airbud come out?
94, 95?
Oh my god, Airbud came out that early?
I think.
Holy shit.
Let me ask our intern.
Yeah. Ask the
Google, when did it air?
Oh my gosh. If Airbud came out in 94?
Oh wow, okay, 97.
Wow. Okay, year I was born. That makes sense. That's why.
Wow, I wonder what the coolest movie that came out in 1990 was.
Look it up.
That's the year I was born.
Yes, I know.
Oh, dude, I totally win.
What is it?
Fucking Home Alone came out the year I was born.
That's fair. Holy shit. Home Alone came out in 1990?
Yeah, I guess.
Um,
Wow.
would,
Anyway,
would you like to
let's return to the topic at hand.
would you like to hear what I thought the coolest line of the movie was?
I would. No, wait, can I guess?
Yeah, guess.
Who delivers the line?
Um white Area 51 man.
The wait,
I mean,
Area 50,
almost
is it the Secret Service guy or is it the doctor?
no, Secret Service guy.
Is that glass bulletproof?
Yeah.
Hell no, sir. Was that it? Was that it?
Yes. How did you fucking know?
Because
Oh
that
my
line fucking owns.
dude, that was so sick.
Dude,
Like the whole
if
movie.
Rachel, if DJ Miss Rachel wasn't asleep one wall away, I would be shrieking right now.
Like the entire movie, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool. Like the premise is whatever, it's cool. I'm enjoying it. Like I want you to know, I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. But up until that part, no part was like cool to me. But when
Mm,
he was like, "Is this?" I literally wrote it word for word. He's like, "Is this glass bulletproof?" And
hell no.
he says, "No, sir." Immediately turns and unloads. That was the fucking coolest part. It was so sick. I was like, all right, I'm fully hooked.
Dude,
Fully hooked.
so listen, in previous episodes, we've talked about how my brother and I play Elden Ring all the time.
Hmm.
So he and I will be like fighting a monster and for no, and like, I don't know if you've played any of those games, but like the way that you succeed is by like having one person get the monster's attention and then the other person goes behind them like a little bitch and attacks their ass.
No, I have not
So
played.
when Steve is ready for me to shoot magic at the monster, he'll just like on the microphone, he'll just go, "No, sir." And I know what that means.
It was so fucking cool because also it wasn't until after the scene was over I was like, that is so stupid of them. They have extraterrestrial beings that they don't know what they're capable of, or, you know, maybe they do know what they're capable of, and they just have a piece of glass in between them. Not bulletproof. That's fucking so stupid.
Well, it turns out the glass didn't matter because the alien uses telekinesis.
Yes, which was very cool. I really like
Yeah, like when he's like using the guy's throat to talk. That was awesome. That's so sick.
that was badass. And I really I didn't know Jeff Goldblum was in Independence Day.
Oh
Um
yeah.
I guess I only know him from Jurassic Park.
He is I'm curious to get your take on this. I feel like Will Smith is kind of not a main character.
I would
Like
say
like
he's
Jeff Goldblum is the main character, I
I
think.
was gonna say I would say Will Smith is arguably co-main character. I would say he's like maybe he's definitely top five.
I think Goldblum, Will Smith, president.
I would say President is
And
over
like
Will
Will
Smith.
Smith and the president are tied, but Jeff Goldblum is a little bit above them.
No, I would say the President is second, but the President isn't cool until like the last scene, which
What'd
like
you think of the speech?
the speech was badass. Renee was sitting there watching it and she's like, "Oh my god, this is fucking lame." I was like, "You shut up. The president is giving his speech." And so the speech was great, but the whole movie like from the second where they're like, "Oh yeah, he's a fighter pilot from the Gulf War." I was like,
I
"Oh, okay."
belong in the air.
I was like, yeah, so it's just a matter of when he's going to get into a plane. And so I was like, I literally don't give a shit about him until he's in a plane. So when it got
Well,
to the point where they're like, "President, we have a jumpsuit for you. We have your gear ready for you." I was like, fucking thank God. Like,
finally.
I was like, yes, he's going to be fucking useful instead of
And then he's not. And then he's not.
yeah, and then he fucking didn't even do anything. It was oh man, what's his name? Something
So
cat.
what'd you think of the big finale? Randy Quaid saving the day? Tell my children I love them very
Well,
much.
first off, beautiful, amazing. Love that he figured out that you have to kamikaze into the missile.
Well, I think he could have shot, if his missile had malfunctioned, he could have shot a projectile.
Yes, but I love that he was so
Boys, I'm back.
I love that he was like, "Okay, I hate these aliens for probing my butthole so much."
Little homophobic humor there.
Definitely. Like
Not you. I'm not accusing you of that.
no,
I'm
no, no,
saying that
no.
the movie is a little
No,
homophobic, I
I
feel like.
that was one of the problems I had where the guys that were making fun of him in the
At the
diner,
bar,
I was like,
yes.
"Dude, leave him alone." If that
Yeah.
if that's his problem.
It's Pride Month, dude. We don't have any issues with any way that any person has pleasure.
None. We are allies
We're
to the
for it,
end.
man.
But the problem that I had was that his son was so
Miguel,
yeah, his son Miguel, who was
Dad, what are you doing?
arguably the coolest. I would say he was top 3 coolest looking characters. I would say Will Smith had to be the coolest looking character,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
especially with his fucking sunglasses and cigar walking from the sunset.
I
So
told you
fucking
there'd be
cool.
fireworks.
It was badass. Um, but I had a problem with how fast he was like, "No, my dad," and then the guy was like, "Your dad made a valiant sacrifice. You should be proud." He like looked down for a second.
I am proud. Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, you can grieve. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you can be sad, bro. It's okay.
Like you don't have to be proud this second." Like that was the biggest problem I had, where I was like, maybe that was a little too fast. He went through Dabda,
Well, it is
but
a Hollywood movie.
yes, and it was the
Okay.
90s. Nobody processed their emotions.
No,
Therapy was not a
definitely not.
thing.
Okay. So I think right now, and this changes almost every time I watch it. Currently my favorite line of the whole movie is from the end when Randy Quaid is flying up into the thing, and he goes, "All right, you alien assholes." Just like the way he delivers that line is so good.
It was so
In the words of my generation, up, yo.
so the way Randy Quaid was giving those quips was very Blade was very Wesley Snipes in Blade-esque. Like
I completely
so
disagree.
it was so earnest
Okay.
that it was goofy. Like it was supposed to be
Yeah, but it was exaggerated. Nothing in Wesley Snipes' performance was exaggerated.
the whole thing was exaggerated. What are you talking?
Zero of Wesley Snipes was exaggerated.
If I don't know. They gave me the same energy where it
I
was
good.
like
I'm jealous. I wish
where,
I got that out of Wes. All right, you vampire assholes, up yours.
it was so bad. Dude, I love it. I love it
Um,
so much.
so I don't want to.
So that was my last note. My last note is the coolest line is that glass bulletproof. No, sir. Unload
No,
on me.
sir. Um, okay, so I have a few questions related to the movie I'd like to ask you.
Of course. Happy to answer. This is my Q&A.
If you turned on the news right now
Yes.
and Mayor Lori Lightfoot was on the TV and she said an alien spacecraft is floating in over Lake Michigan. Don't panic. Everybody remain calm. Get to a basement or the nearest shelter.
No.
What would you do?
Hop in my car and drive as far away as possible. Because this is something I was also thinking while watching it. Like the people while I understand some people are going to be interested no matter what, if a zombie outbreak were to happen, if aliens were to come over a major
Or perhaps a vampire outbreak?
or if a vampire outbreak were to happen, people I I understand that people would be fascinated and would want to see it, but I feel like we as a society understand we have seen enough alien movies, zombie movies, horror
Mm-hmm.
movies to know that certain things are just inherently bad. So
And
like
you think that aliens are inherently bad?
yes, I would be if I were to see a UFO come over Lake Michigan, I would not even wait to find out if they are going to be friendly.
You'd be like, fuck
I
it.
would haul my ass away, and I would want to be the people. I would want to be one of the people. Oh my God, that was a mouthful. I would want to be one of the people who finds out secondhand that the aliens just want to find out what's up with this planet
Yeah,
that they're
you'd
on.
rather be embarrassed
I
than
would
dead.
rather be and you know what? I think that's fine. I would rather be embarrassed than be on ground zero when the aliens shoot that laser straight into one of the twin towers. Or it wasn't a twin tower. It was a bunch of people
Empire.
holding signs. That is so fucking stupid. And I was watching the whole movie. I was like, wow, people in the 90s were they didn't know anything. They didn't have the
No,
internet. They didn't know. So
we
not
barely had the internet.
yeah, that you guys had dial up.
We did have dial up.
I had dial up too.
Okay. Next question. Who's your favorite character?
I think no, not I think.
Can
I
I
know.
rephrase that? Can I rephrase that? Who is your favorite character other than Will Smith or Jeff Goldblum?
That's even funnier because
Supporting character.
my favorite character is neither of them.
Okay.
My favorite
Well, in that case, I want to know your favorite character, and then I want to know between the two of them which one you like more.
Okay. So my favorite character was Jeff Goldblum's dad. He was the best.
Yes.
Constantly throughout the entire thing. He was silly, 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 and then serious.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just the perfect I loved his arc. It was just goofy the entire way, and then he was wholesome. And then between Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith, I don't know. It's hard to say because, Jeff Goldblum was smart enough to figure out what was happening,
Mm-hmm.
but Will Smith did straight up Chris Rock an alien.
See, now we got to my final question. And I was going to ask you if you could unpack the Welcome to Earth scene in light of the Chris Rock incident.
That
So let's talk about that. What do you think of that scene
that was
in a post Oscars slap world?
that I think was my favorite scene. Just because the ship chase
That's a
was
fun scene, right? That's like an
it,
exciting chase.
it was great. It was very tense. I felt the stakes. I was like, oh shit, I didn't think Will Smith's buddy was gonna die. But I got very very quickly in the movie I found out that nobody was safe unless it was Jeff Goldblum or Will Smith.
Yeah, if their name wasn't on the poster in a font you could read, they're gonna fucking die.
Yeah, nobody was safe. But I didn't realize that until Will Smith's buddy died. And I was like, "Oh, okay, nobody's safe." So I thought the stakes were pretty good throughout the whole chase, whatever, blah 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 happens. Uh it goes down, and then I was like, "Okay, what's going to happen like when he gets face to face?" I was like, there's no way this alien isn't packing a gun. Like something has got to have some kind of powers. And then when Will Smith just walks straight up and cold clocks him, I was like, okay, Will Smith really does.
Welcome to Earth.
He's always ready with that.
Yeah, he stays ready. If you shoot down his buddy, if you make fun of his wife,
He's
you're rocked.
he's getting ready. You're getting Chris rocked out your socks.
Now, the only thing that sucks about that scene is that the line after Welcome to Earth is actually much funnier and no one notices.
What's the line after?
Okay. He punches the alien in the face and says, "Welcome to Earth," right?
Because I was
Then
supposed
he
to.
sits down, fires up the cigar. While he's smoking the cigar, he looks into the cockpit where he has just punched this alien out. And he goes, "That's what I call a close encounter."
Oh, okay. So I
And
was
it's like,
thinking,
he makes that joke to the thing he just knocked out, referencing a movie that the alien would have never fucking heard of. That's awesome. That
see,
rules.
I was thinking of the line where he goes, "I could have been at a barbecue." Like
That's good too.
this
When
alien
he's
does,
like dragging it.
this alien doesn't know what a barbecue is. And the other thing, like everybody should have been afraid of Will Smith if he was so strong to fully knock out an alien with one punch, enough to drag it
Dude,
across
right.
the desert.
The exoskeleton can resist bullets, but not Will Smith punching it.
So that was another thing that I was like,
That's a
holy
plot hole, dude.
shit. Yeah, like Will Smith should have been way more like nobody batted an eye when he was like, "Yo, I got an alien." Especially the scene where he pulls it off and he's like, "Yo, we need a pass." And he's
Should I
like,
leave? Should I leave
"Oh,
this
should I
here with
just
you?
leave this with you?" I was like, "Yo, nobody fucking batted an eye at Will Smith." Like,
I just realized if this was some shitty clickbait YouTube channel, the name of the video would be like "Tone and Tone exposed major plot hole in Independence Day."
Will Will Smith's fatal flaw.
Welcome to welcome to plot hole,
Oh my god. So yes, all in
dude.
all, loved Independence Day. How is the second one? Is it worth the watch?
Um, no, no. I because here's why. Because it's like not a very good movie. Period. So really the only reason it would be worth watching is if like you spent the last 20 years wondering what a sequel would be.
Yeah, no. Is
You know,
it
it's like Thor's shitty brother is in it. Goldblum's in it. Goldblum's real funny in it. They kill off Will Smith's character between the movies. Spoiler alert.
oh damn.
Um, because he didn't want to be in it because he thought it was a piece of shit, which it is. Um, and
Yeah.
the story, the plot beyond the aliens come back is that, remember the part when it mind melds with the president?
Yeah.
That makes the president insane years later, and he starts getting like the aliens start talking to him again years later because it's like set deep in the future. It's not like
Mhm.
10 years later, you know, it's like deep in the future. And he's like, "They're fucking
There
coming
yet.
back. I can hear them." And they're like, "Okay, grandpa," you know. And he's just like, "No, I'm serious. They're fucking coming. I can hear them." And they're like, "Okay, have a
I also
sippy."
loved how that was only mentioned for like a second where he's like, I could see their entire plan. I'm like, yo, what? That only
Yeah,
happens for like 30 seconds? No way.
must not be much of a plan, yo.
Yeah, I was like, if you saw it all that fast.
Yeah, but no, it sucks. It's shitty. I mean, it's like I saw it in the theater and that was fun because like I saw it with some friends and you know it's on the fucking movie theater with the popcorn and shit. I have not watched it since, and I'm a big fan of Independence Day. So I don't know. I feel like that should answer your question.
Good to know. Won't waste my
Don't
time.
is
It's
what I'm
on
saying.
Tubi.
Don't.
It's on Tubi, so I won't watch it.
Yeah, definitely. That's like a 4 hour adventure on Tubi.
Yeah, no. If it was on Netflix or something, maybe I would watch it, but definitely not on Tubi.
Can I ask one more question
Yes.
before we roll?
Yes.
What are your favorite disaster movies?
Hmm.
Give me your top three.
Sharknado,
Fuck yeah,
2012, and World War Z.
love it.
In that order. What are yours?
Um,
And I
okay.
want you to know I have never seen any of those movies.
Why did you say that then?
Because I feel like the title gives the whole concept.
Definitely in Sharknado.
Sharknado, I know what it's about.
I'm upset that
2012.
you didn't take my question seriously, so I'm not going to answer it.
Well, 2012, I lived through the year and I was in middle school. So I straight up spread those rumors about what was supposed to happen in 2012. And I know what was supposed to happen. So I figure I kind of know what the movie's about. And then World War Z is just a zombie movie. I think it had Brad Pitt in it.
It does. I've never seen it. 2012 is
See,
very bad.
so I know enough about what those.
2012 is atrocious. My favorite, okay, Twister technically is a disaster movie, but I'm not counting it. I'm only counting Extinction Disaster.
Okay. Oh, okay. So if I'm gonna put number one, Planet of the Apes, the new ones, not the fucking old ones, the shitty ass old ones. And I'll tell you,
They're actually very good. You're dumb.
uh, okay, I'll take World War Z out. So Planet of the Apes, Sharknado, and then whatever the third one I said.
Okay. I'm going Independence Day for sure.
Okay.
Number one. Armageddon, number two. You've ever seen that movie? Do you know that movie?
No.
Have you heard, do you know anything about it?
No. But I know
Can
what
I
the
tell you
real.
the plot? Can I tell you the plot? You're gonna
Tell me. Tell me.
okay.
We have
So in Armageddon,
we have 8 minutes and 30 seconds left.
okay, that's the right amount of time. Armageddon is a movie about an asteroid that's on a collision course with Earth, and it's gonna do an extinction. So NASA says the best thing that we can do is send a bunch of astronauts and a bunch of deep sea drillers to land on the asteroid, drill to the core, put a bomb inside the asteroid, and then blow it up. So NASA goes and gets Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, Steve Buscemi, and a bunch of other hillbilly oil rig guys, trains them how to be an astronaut, sends them to space to dig a hole in the asteroid to put a bomb in it. And it fucking rules.
That sounds amazing.
Now, I haven't told you the best thing about the whole movie. Aerosmith, you know the band Aerosmith?
I've heard of them.
They wrote the love theme because there's obviously a romantic plot in Armageddon. They wrote the love theme for Ben Affleck and the woman that Ben Affleck is hot for, who is Bruce Willis's daughter in the movie. So like there's like a scene right before they go to outer space when like Ben Affleck is banging this lady. And what I didn't tell you is that the actor playing Ben Affleck's girlfriend is the daughter of the lead singer of Aerosmith.
Oh my God.
Which means someone sat down with Steven Tyler of Aerosmith and said, write a ballad that your daughter can get boned by Ben Affleck to.
Oh my God.
Armageddon.
Future Batman. Okay, so that's two. So Independence Day and Armageddon. What's your third? Say World War Z.
I've never seen it.
Me either.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'll come back.
Okay, Twister.
Because I'll watch any disaster movie, but most of them suck.
You know what I was wondering? I was wondering during Independence Day, the scene where Air Force One takes off and there's the explosions in the back. I was wondering how you took that with your phobia of flying. Like, does that make it worse for you?
That's a great question.
I figured you would hate it.
No, I like it. I like that scene. I think it's really thrilling. And the thing is, they make it, and I see them make it. So like,
is that what
in movies when like planes crash and shit, that upsets me. But like a plane overcoming some kind of adversity, I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, I hope mine do that. Like I hope mine escape. That's a good question, though. I appreciate that.
I genuinely was thinking that, like when I saw, because I can picture the shot like Air Force One just going up, and there's just like flames filling up 75% of the screen. I was like, I wonder how Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like
You cringe watching it?
that's like not a relatable experience. So I think it doesn't bother me. I watched Top Gun this week, and that doesn't bother me.
The new one or the old
Um,
one?
the old one, I haven't. I'm gonna go see the new one next week, I think. But like that movie Flight with Denzel.
No.
Okay, well, there's a movie called Flight starring Denzel Washington, and in it, a plane crashes, and like that could happen to me, and that very much upsets me. But like, I'm never going to be in a fighter jet, and I'm never going to be on Air Force One escaping the aliens. So I don't give a shit
Hey,
about that. That doesn't bother me.
don't put yourself down like that. You could. If I'm ever on
I
Air Force,
guess.
if I'm ever on Air Force One and I get a +1, I'm gonna call you.
Thanks, man.
Anyways, let's roll for what our next episode is.
I feel like this is one of the most sloppy episodes we've recorded.
I fucking loved it. Even if it was the sloppiest, I felt like it was great.
I think we were both 2 drinks too deep.
And what
Good
is
for
it?
us.
We had a good time, not a long time.
We also had a long time.
We did have a long time. Okay, so I rolled an 8, which is snacks. But I feel like we've talked about snacks before.
Yeah, we did snacks. That was one of our first episodes.
Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll.
Roll again. Roll again, baby.
Again, re-roll. 17, which is take a guess. Take a guess what you think.
Is it fucking hats?
It's a hat.
Dude, I'm really glad we rolled that because I already packed my hats. So now I gotta go unpack a hat.
Dude, I fucking have the perfect hat to do this for.
Dude, this rules. Did I not say like 2 episodes ago? I was like, fucking, I want to do hats so bad.
Yes. Oh my god, dude. Okay,
This is huge.
So
This is huge.
We have to do another 2 for episode. But dude, this is gonna be great. I'm so excited to show you that.
What a good one to. I mean, the clips. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but what a good 19th episode.
Oh my gosh, dude! I just got a hat. I'm so fucking pumped,
dude. I also just got a hat, but I don't think I'm gonna have it in time. I'm excited. My new hat is nasty. I'm pumped for it.
Hell yeah!
You're gonna dig it. You're gonna think it's sick.
Hell yeah! Is it a fitted?
No, you know what, dude? I'm done. I don't like fitteds. I don't buy them anymore.
You getting snaps?
No, I don't like those either.
What else could you get? The strap? That's a fitted.
Flex fit. No, it's not.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Flex fit. Yeah. I like the dad hat, and I like the flex fit.
You know what hats I really like? Instead of this, I like them in concept, but I've never worn one. Instead of a strap, like a snapback, it's like a stretchy, like a scrunchie there.
Yeah.
I like the concept of it, but I've never worn it. Anyways, we need to end because we have less than a minute.
I have a minute and a half left.
I'm fucking pumped.
This owns, dude. This owns.
This is gonna be great. All right, I'm gonna cut the roll. Do you have anything else that you want to say before?
I'll see you motherfuckers next week.
Peace. This is about to be a good one. We're about to go out with a bang.
Bang.